Thank goodness it's Monday and I can talk sports again on Undisputed. I spent the entire weekend watching lots of replays of lots of classic games, and I kept turning to my wife, Ernestine, and saying, did you see what Michael Jordan did there? And did you see what LeBron did there? And she kept turning back to me and saying, save it for Shannon. Which is why it is now time once again to introduce my partner, Shannon Sharpe, from high atop his palatial estate, way up the hill from here in Bel Air. Good morning, Shannon Sharpe.
Good morning, Skip. How are you doing today?
I am so pumped up for this show because for the next 2 hours, my debate partner, Shannon Sharpe, and I are going to go at it over the best NFL free agent pickup, and I'm going to try to convince him it was obviously Tom Brady. And we're going to go at it over whether the Cowboys now deserve a top 10 free agency grade. That's what Pro Football Focus says. I can't wait for that. And also over why Kawhi Leonard, as a high school junior, declined an invitation from LeBron James to go up to his basketball camp in Akron. I can't wait for that. But as I mentioned, over the weekend, I watched lots of replays of lots of classic games. Michael Jordan scoring 69, a career high against the Cavaliers, and Michael Jordan scoring 54 against the Knicks in a playoff game in 1993. And I also forced myself to sit through a replay of the most painful game I ever watched. And that was Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals. You know what happened at the end of the game. And near the end of that replay, I tweeted this. Yeah, and it generated what I tweeted, 2.3 million impressions, which for me is a whole lot on Twitter. I tweeted, remember, if Ray Allen hadn't followed a LeBrick 3 to tie with the greatest clutch shot in NBA history, LeBron would now be 2-7 in the NBA Finals. 2-7 with an exclamation point. And he's the GOAT with 3 question marks? Stop it. So let's start it right here, right now. LeBron, let's go to Shannon Sharpe. How can you continue to try to convince me that LeBron is the GOAT?
It's easy. Because, Skip, here's the thing, is that when you judge great players and you say you give them the highest, you judge them the harshest. And you said they deserve to be judged the harshest because they're the best players, the greatest players in particular sport. What I don't understand is like when LeBron James struggle and wins, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady struggles and win. You mentioned the win. But LeBron struggles and win. All you mention is the struggle. You don't mention what he overcame. All you do is heart. Ray Allen saved his legacy. But I never hear you say it, that Adam Vinatieri and Malcolm Butler saved Tom Brady's legacy. I never heard you say John Paxson, and Steve Kerr saved Michael Jordan's legacy. It's always those guys. You failed to mention that in that Game 6, they started the fourth quarter down by 10 points. LeBron James scored 4 fewer points by himself than the entire San Antonio Spurs. He scored 16, they scored 20. They erased that 10-point deficit. Get it to overtime. He took the game over, but all you talk about is the shot. The shot would have been a moot point had LeBron James not been spectacular in the fourth quarter. But we won't mention that. Come to Game 7. Still now, Game 6 didn't win them that. They still had to win another game. In Game 7, he was 37-12-7, 37-12-8, if I'm not mistaken. Do you realize Ray Allen did not score a point in Game 7? Chris Bosh did not score a point in Game 7. Mike Miller, who started Game 7, did not score a point. You don't mention that. All you talk about is, well, if Ray Allen hadn't hit the shot, Skip, that's what having teammates is about. If LeBron wanted to be an individual guy, he'd have played golf or he'd have played tennis because Tiger doesn't have teammates. Serena doesn't have teammates. But in a team-oriented sport, a teammate doing his job is not saving someone's legacy. Oh, my bad. It is if your name is LeBron James. Skip, at some point in time, you got to stop this. All we do Michael Jordan did go to the Wizards at the end of his career, but you want to disregard that. I want to know one thing, and I want to get you on the record. Whatever happens with Tom Brady this year, is that going to be on his career? Is that on his resume, or are we disregarding it? I just need to know right now.
Yes, it's on his resume. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay, so that's on his resume, but the last 2 years of the Wizards isn't on Michael Jordan's resume. We're not going to talk about the 2 times that he took off. Skip, you know, to go to back-to-back finals, look at the toll that it took on the Golden State Warriors. They went to 5 straight. Can you imagine Michael trying to go to 6 straight, 8 straight, 9, 10 straight? You don't believe it would have taken a toll on him? Absolutely. And before I turn it over to you, Skip, I just want you to know, Michael Jordan is 6-0. Can't take that from him, nor would I attempt to. But I want to know, of the 6 teams that he beat, of the top 20 NBA Finals teams, where do they rank? And I tell you what I'll do. I'll take the 16, 17, and 17, 18 Golden State Warriors. I'll take the 07 Spurs. And I guarantee you, they'll be top 10 finals teams in the history, and nobody Jordan team beat will make the top 10. Therein lies the rub. You try to be slick, Skip Bayless.
Okay.
He beat the Knicks. Stop it.
My turn. Thank you very much. And I am slick, and I'm about to get slicker right here, right now. Let's start with all the big picture of this. Obviously, Michael Jordan, as you said, 6-0 in the finals with 6 finals MVPs. Michael Jordan won 10 scoring titles to 1 for LeBron James. Michael Jordan won the steals title 3 times. He led the league in steals 3 times to 0 for LeBron. Michael Jordan made first-team all-defense 9 times to LeBron 6. And Michael Jordan was a defensive player of the year, something LeBron has never done. Michael Jordan still 5 MVPs to 4 for LeBron. That could change if LeBron wins this year's. But as I keep pointing out to you, Michael Jordan played 82 games 9 times. LeBron finally played 82 a couple of years back. Michael Jordan played 80-plus games 11 or more times to LeBron's 3. So it's just boom, 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 all the way down to all the epic failures then that LeBron suffered that Michael never suffered. And let's go back, please, if we shall. No, you know what I'm going to do before I get to that Game 6? I told you I did watch the 69-point salvo against Cleveland by Michael Jordan and the 54 in the playoff game. And it was the Knicks, and that was football being played by Pat Riley's Knicks, and he managed 54 against them. You know what jumped out at me, Mr. Sharp, in those games? That Michael Jordan developed a weapon that LeBron has never had. That's the mid-range pull-up jump shot. It can be a fadeaway or just a hanging J, where he just hung in the air because we know Michael could leap, and he hung and just sort of sized it up, squared it up, and ripped it. That's the shot that he made, obviously, in Game 6 against Utah to win his last championship, a game I saw from courtside at Utah. But in the 69-point game, it wasn't a lot of attack the basket. It was mid-range jump shots. Boom, 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 boom. They just couldn't stop him because nobody could stop that. Now we're starting to see Kawhi Leonard develop just the same weapon. But LeBron's never had a mid-range jumper like that, which obviously elevates Michael above LeBron. But let's go back, shall we, to that Game 6. In fact, I watched the end of it again just this morning. I'm up here in my loft, and I can see my treadmill. It's only about 20 feet over there. And I was on my treadmill watching my TV, and I looked back at Game 6 at the end of it just to refresh my pained memory over what happened. And would you believe that at the end of that game, LeBron turned it over badly, uncharacteristically, an unforced error with 40 seconds left in the game, and then with 20 seconds left in the game, and then with about 15 seconds left in the game, he shoots an air ball 3, and they get it back on the offensive rebound, which he was lucky to do. Danny Green takes off cherry picking, thinking he's going to get a bunny layup. Mike Miller kicks it back to LeBron, and to LeBron's credit, on a second try, he made a 3 there, which cut the lead to 2. Then Kawhi, as we all know, made 1 free throw, but he actually missed the first free throw.
What? Michael Jordan missed a free throw?
So, yeah. No, Kawhi Leonard missed a free throw, but that's a whole nother. He's a baby. Then
he's the
in
closest to
second year,
Michael
but
Jordan.
I'm going to give him that. Yeah, I got it. He is the closest jump shooter we've seen to Michael Jordan, although Kobe was right in that ballpark also.